Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, remember that incredible drone video flying through the Bryant Lake Bowl? Well, the maestro behind the remote is back with another fabulous trip. Then, calling all plant newbies, looking to give greenery a try, but you don't know what plant to start with? Shayla from Plant Penthouse can help. And from Father's Day gatherings to finally being out and about, you are showing us your weekend. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Clear Lake. Good morning, Minnetonka. And good morning, Barnum. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister, the talented and Denny's Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, we don't have any fake applause. What's happening? Is that how this Monday's going to start?
Honestly, it's a Monday.
I know.
I'm
Is
tired.
the applause machine broke? Did Tyler break the applause machine? What are we going to do? I mean, we don't have an audience. At the very least, we've had the fake applause.
I know.
For a year and 2 months.
Maybe Sheila Oliver took it with her.
That's right, when our old general manager, maybe she took it.
Yeah.
How are we going to know if we're not funny?
Well.
That's going to be pretty obvious, actually. Yeah. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I think. I didn't get applauded, so I don't know if I'm doing well.
We don't have any
maybe.
positive reinforcement today,
I
Kendall.
don't know.
You know, you had a good weekend, though? Thank you. Thank you, crew.
Thank you. All one
member.
Yes, it was great. Went home, got to hang out with Dad and my sisters and my mom, But, yeah, it was a good weekend.
Oh, good.
What'd you do?
I had a good weekend, too. You know, spent it with the father-in-law and made him a filet mignon crab leg dinner. It's the tradition. That's what I do for him. And then he leaves me alone for 364 other days. Love you, Carl. No, but yeah, that's what we did. So it was nice. It was great. We ran errands. Was very productive. It was fantastic. Fantastic. Speaking of the cabin, something happened on Saturday that I forgot to tell you guys about. I was cracking up. We were at the Highway Inn in Princeton, between Princeton and Cambridge, where we like to go, a little towny bar. And we're sitting there on Friday night after dinner, and this young woman, I shouldn't say teenager, she's in the bar, a young woman, she comes up and she goes, "Will you do a TikTok with me?" And I went, "Yeah, of course." And Colin is shocked that I'm willing to do this because I'm a little, I'm sometimes a little shy with this. So I get up and I did this TikTok. I don't know how it turned out. She tagged me, I don't know, but she was lovely, and the whole family, we got around, and they were the nicest folks, but I've never been asked to do a TikTok.
Huh.
I was the guest star of a TikTok from this young lady.
The key to your heart.
I know. A very nice family. They're probably watching today. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, before we go any further, before we start to have a little fun, our good friend Melissa Peterman from Reba, Young Sheldon, Fargo, our show, she's been on many times, and her wonderful grandma, we have shown this video many times. Let's go ahead and roll it. This is her beloved grandma receiving an autographed picture of Mark Harmon. Well, Melissa shared, she's 100 years old, and Melissa shared the news in the overnight that her grandmother passed away over the weekend. So we just want to send, our love to Melissa and the whole family. They were really close, and Melissa said nobody called her Missy like Grandma, and she did. She had a great way of saying Missy. So Melissa is a great friend of ours. Personally, she's a good friend. So I love you, and she's coming back here to be with the family. So for the whole family, we love you, and God bless in the next few days ahead. Let's get started, everybody. Steve, let's see if this works. Roll the hot dish. Here we go.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Thank you for applauding.
Yeah,
thank you.
Good. Worked.
When are we getting our audience back, seriously, so we don't have that?
It's bad.
Thelma and Louise are back together 30 years later. Look at this. Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon attended a drive-in charity screening in L.A. to mark the occasion. Now, here's the truth. We can't afford the real professional photos of the event, so these pictures come from Thelma and Louise superfan and Wayne's World actress Tia Carrera. We're just being honest. If we would show the real professional things, we wouldn't afford anything else for the rest of the year. The stars posed in a blue convertible just like the one they drove in the movie. The event was held at the Greek Theater in L.A. That movie, I remember seeing it very clearly, and what I remember almost most, other than those two, is that's the movie where everybody went, who's that guy? And that guy ended up to be Brad Pitt. Yeah. That was the headline for many folks. No offense to Gina or Susan. Yeah.
I mean, so hot.
He was.
Whew.
He is, but
He
yeah.
still is. Yeah, that is one movie. I think I need to watch it again as an adult. I watched it when I was in late high school with my mom. I really liked it, but it made me sad because, spoiler alert, the ending.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I fully like got it at that point in my life.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, here's just a little visual. There we go. What? Oh, they didn't crash. Okay, fine. This is the visual clue. Here we go.
They flew
Ted
like
hasn't
Harry
seen it.
Potter.
Producer Ted hasn't seen it.
Yeah, they got a flying car like in Harry Potter.
That's right. They're all fine. That's how I choose to think of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Next in the dish, Trevor Noah is still hosting The Daily Show from New York City in his apartment. And prompter, I think the prompter fell asleep. There we go.
Everything's breaking on
Everybody,
us.
it's Monday, isn't it?
It's Monday.
Can we just go home?
Yeah.
He chatted about how he's adapted to still being in his apartment, still doing the show there with Willie Geist. Look at this.
How do you adjust that doing a late night comedy show where you're in a little nook in your apartment?
I adjust it because I have to. I found as a performer I had to find a different gear, a different conversation that I would be having with an audience. I think of one person, think of one set of eyes, one almost like collective idea of a human being who watches my show. And it's almost the imprint from all the people who came to the studio.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, that person is here now. I'm talking to them. What would I like to say to them? Now, please remember, guys.
Trevor's memoir is being made into a movie. Lupita Nyong'o is going to play his mom. We don't know, no word if Trevor is when he's going to get back to the Daily Show studio. That's an astute observation. All of us that had to do any type of show, even a smaller show like ours, I remember doing those home shows and doing it on my iPad. I mean, I laugh. To this day, I think about it. The whole Jason show existed in an iPad, on an iPad. And it was different because you are doing it. In my case, I was doing it from our extra bedroom / podcast room. And it is a much more, usually I'm playing to you or I'm, playing to Eric or the crew or the audience. And there it was just like me and my iPhone camera. And you kind of had to contour the show to that. A challenge, but don't want to do that again.
No. And I when you mentioned the thing about his memoir, his getting it made into a movie, essentially his life story, I looked into it a little more. I have never read his biography that he wrote, but fascinating.
Yeah.
If you have not and you have no idea what I'm talking about, look it up. He grew up in South Africa during apartheid. Fascinating life story. I would love to see that movie.
Yeah. The fact that he's hosting The Daily Show is, I mean, drawing a line from South Africa to New York City hosting The Daily Show, it's a heck of a ride.
Oh,
and
for sure.
I still love the little fun fact that Jon Stewart, when he met Trevor, or he saw him, a producer showed him a tape of him on Letterman. John looked at his people and said, that's the guy that's going to replace me eventually.
Crazy.
Years before it happened.
Yeah.
Next in the dish, speaking of late night, Seth Myers was on CBS Sunday Morning yesterday. He was a cast member, as most of you know, on SNL for 13 years, 8 of which he hosted Weekend Update. He was also head writer. He talked about transitioning from SNL to hosting his own late night show. Look.
Was it scary for you to, know that the whole show depended on you instead of a cast of characters?
Yeah, very much so. I remember being so in my head.
Let's get to the news.
And doing a monologue and not actually hearing myself tell the joke as much as thinking, and now I am telling a joke. And so it is nice to be looser with it now and reflect back and realize that progress has been made. One of the things you found out in the interview is that Seth
because he's known as a nice guy. You know, you may not like his comedy or his targets of his comedy, but he's known as a good dude. He paid some of his staff during the pandemic when NBC did not. And NBC just extended his contract to 2025. Yeah, the story was basically calling him Mr. Nice Guy. You know, not the irony, but I guess it's a lot. There's a lot of conservative folks out there don't think he's so nice because of his politics and who he chooses to go after on his comedy. And that's the difference nowadays. You know, I talk about this a lot, but it is the truth. Back in the day, a late night host could make fun of a politician. They can't do that anymore because I think now people are so connected to your politics that you, sitting at home, you feel like the comedian isn't making fun of just a politician. You feel like they're making fun of you. And I think that's what's changed. They feel like the comedian is judging them. I mean, I go back to think about Johnny. Johnny, you never knew his politics, Carson, because he made fun of everybody. Dan Quayle, Reagan, Ford. So you really never knew. Late night comedians don't have that ability anymore because the audience takes it personally. But anyway, but it's nice that he paid for his staff when the Peacock wouldn't. That's a good guy, no matter what you think of him. Stand-up move.
Yeah, absolutely. You wish you heard more stories like that. I mean, and you did hear a little bit in the beginning of the pandemic was that these very wealthy people or businesses were helping out more, but.
Yeah. Cool. I get Jeff coffee every day.
Yes, you do.
That's what I try to do.
It came back for that.
Still ahead. Notice how it comes up. Notice how the applause comes back when I talk about Jeff. Still ahead, we're checking in with TMZ. Details on another royal feud. What Prince Charles is saying about his grandkids also coming up. We're talking low-maintenance plants with the plant lady herself. My buddy, I love her, Shayla from Plant Penthouse returns. And then it is a world premiere, and I'm going to say that even if it's not true. A new drone video from Jay Christensen, and you'll see it first, right here, only on The Jason Show, when we come back. Is that dramatic enough, Kendall? I could have done better.
Moving on, our main story tonight concerns home renovations. They're a big commitment that always turn out great, unless, that is, you're on trading spaces, in which case they can turn out like this.
We are in the room, okay? Open your eyes and see your new family room.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to leave the room now. You're that disappointed? Well, I'm gonna have to.
Wow, that's a shame. Kudos to Pam there for being gracious enough to step out. She's showing a level of restraint that those designers very much did not. Because why is that fireplace opaque? Who would look at a sexy flickering fire and say, great, but what if it was blurry? Also, that is just too many candlesticks. The whole room is a windowless inferno waiting to happen. It's deranged, it's unsafe, and frankly, Pam deserved better.
Last week tonight with John Oliver with a legendary scene from Trading Spaces. I've asked my buddy Paige Davis, host of there, when she was on here a couple times, I've asked her about that scene many times. I never get sick of it, and I always ask her, was it as bad and as uncomfortable as that scene gives you the impression it is? And she goes, it was 50 times worse. She was very upset, like legitimately upset. That was Hildy that did, no, Doug. Doug did that. And they ended up having to tear, it was torn down before the crew even left. Yeah. Yikes. You know, on Mondays, we get a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Friends, give it up for Brad from TMZ. Hi, Brad.
Good morning, Jason. God, nothing beats the old Trading Spaces.
Nothing.
I missed those episodes.
Nothing. Remember, did you ever see the one where Hildy put hay on the wall?
I do remember that one, and there was another basement freakout similar to the one that you just showed with Pam, and the woman was really upset. Those were the best.
Nothing better when they hated it. Oh, I loved it. Anyway, okay, Prince Charles flexing some royal muscle. What's happening?
Well, so Harry and Meghan's son Archie, right now as it stands, he's 7th in line for the throne. And reports say right now that Charles as king has no plans to name Archie a prince. Now, some of the inner workings of this has to do with expenses and kind of the financial obligations of the palace, because if you do have a prince title, you are then, you can get security, you can get other things paid for by the palace. So this could be a money-saving thing, but obviously given kind of the last year or so with the relationship between Harry, Meghan, and the royal family, this is just kind of another kind of dig, it almost feels like.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm Team Harry and Meghan, but I'm almost now officially getting sick of hearing about the royal family drama. I'm
right there with you. Maybe a couple more stories and I'm out.
Yeah. Okay, Chrissy Teigen, I'm not done with this story. She said she's out of tears. What's the latest?
Yeah, I mean, other than posting a few statements, just given the controversy with her in the last week, she's been accused by designer Michael Costello, a few reality stars, Courtney Stodden, of being a bully several years ago, kind of issuing death threats and issuing ill wishes on people. But yesterday she posted something for John Legend for Father's Day, and she said, you know what, I love you, the kids love you, but she said, I'm fresh out of tears. So it kind of shows you where her mental state is at in the last week or so, because she's taken on a lot.
She is. The thing with the Michael Costello, that designer, it's hard to follow. Finally, one more, Ronnie from Jersey Shore's back in the news. His ex was arrested in Vegas. What happened?
Well, if you've followed Ronnie and his ex, Jen Harley, at all over the last few years, you know it's been a very volatile relationship. Both have been arrested. There have been domestic violence issues. They have since separated in the last 6 months or so. They're doing their own thing. But Jen was just arrested now in Vegas over the weekend for domestic violence. And Ronnie has since been arrested on his own without an incident not involving Jen as well. So it kind of seems that these two both have some issues that they really have to work out, not just together as a couple, but now we're learning separately as well.
Oh my goodness.
It's
a lot. That cast, I mean, all of them has had, anyway. Brad, have a good week. Thank you, my friend.
You too. Appreciate it, Jason.
More of these stories, more on these stories at TMZ.com. So during the break, Jeff did some investigative reporting.
Mm-hmm.
Remember I told you that I did a TikTok. I was asked to be in a TikTok with a young lady.
Yes.
He found the video. Now, we don't have to show you right now. We're going to Jeff's trying to figure out if we can repost it in a new segment we call Old People Use TikTok.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have we figured out, can you repost, Jeff? Did you figure out how to do it? We're going to show it on the air. Okay. But her name is Marissa Melgren. I wanted to give her a shout out. She was delightful.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey, Marissa and your family, her brother. I'm like, look at the dudes watching the show. I love it. Next in the dish, there's a new show in the 90 Day Fiance franchise, and it's coming straight to Discovery Plus. It's called Love in Paradise, the Caribbean, and it promises to be full of a lot of drama. Look.
My boyfriend on vacation in Jamaica. He works at a swingers resort on the beach.
Crazy stuff goes on here. That flesh is a weakness.
My fiance lives on a tropical island. I need to go down there to make sure this is the man that I want to marry.
I let Kay get away once, and I'm not gonna let that happen to me again.
I love you, but don't rush him.
The show follows couples who fall in love on vacation. It drops on Discovery Plus next month. Did I hear?
Yes.
Did I hear? You know what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Did she say, I met my fiance at a swingers club?
He works at a swingers club.
He works at a swingers club. I wonder what he does. I'm just joking. I'm very aware of what he does. He's what? He pushes people on swings.
Yeah. Duh.
Ted just said he's a swing facilitator.
Oh, a swing facilitator.
That's right.
Quite the
We're
title.
a family show. I don't know the swinging thing people are talking about. I don't know what that is.
How do you fit that on a name tag? Swing facilitator.
I wonder if people still put green light bulbs in their porch. If they're that was the code.
If they're a swing facilitator.
Yeah, if you're a swing anyway, that's a legend. Anyway, not really. Are you going to watch this trash?
I thought you were just going to ask me if anyone ever asked asked you if you're swinging.
Sure, I'll ask that too. Hey, Kendall, have you? No, I'm just joking. That's very personal. What kind of dope do you think I am? I would never ask you, my friend and colleague, hey, Kendall, are you a swinger?
I totally thought you were going.
Do you and Jordan have a green light bulb outside your house? How quickly would I lose my job if I really legitimately asked you that?
If we weren't on the air, you would have, though.
You are
crying.
absolutely not far off.
No, we are not. We don't swing facilitator otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't even know you asked me. I was very in my own headspace. Can we move on?
I still wonder why we haven't won an Emmy. I still, every day I think to myself, why haven't we won an Emmy? With quality, thank you. I'm actually gonna watch this though.
Okay.
But to the young lady whose fiance works at the swinger ranch, is that a foundation? Is that a good foundation for love?
Rock solid or a little tilty? I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying, no judgment.
No.
You swing.
For the
swing
fences.
Low, swing chariot.
Swing, batter up, swing
Coming
away.
for to carry me home. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do. You do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, I don't know if it's a great cement foundation for your house.
For your swing set.
That's right.
It's a sandy swing set.
I'm still gonna watch it though.
Okay.
And report back.
I'm not, so I'm
right.
glad you are.
Uh-huh. So what did you and Jordan do this weekend? Next in the dish. It's a collab the likes we've never seen before. Backstreet Boys in sync, on stage, together. A Variety reporter tweeting out this video. Look at this. Nick Carter and AJ McLean from Backstreet Boys and Joey Fatone and Lance Bass debuting in what they call back sync.
I'm just trying not to cry.
The pop stars performed for a charity event, Bingo Under the Stars. Under the D, desperate. Under the D, desperate.
Bingo!
Thank you. I was waiting for someone on the crew to say bingo. They say it's been in the works for a while. The four say they hope to expand on this to other bingo halls across the country, or maybe a Vegas residency, or even form a supergroup with even more boy band members. It's like a middle-aged Avengers of former teen, yeah. And I'm that generation, I can make fun of it.
I know.
Yeah.
Back in the day, though, like, can I tell you something? I got in a fist fight over NSYNC and Backstreet Boys when I was a kid.
Oh, wait a minute. When you were a kid?
I was Team Backstreet, and this girl was talking a lot of smack about my boys, and we got in a little tussle. There was a little smack.
And you punched her?
Well, she pulled my hair, so I smacked her, and then I ran. We both ran. So we wouldn't
You
get
were a
trouble.
judge's daughter, for heaven's sake.
I know. It was at a baseball game in Meesville. Hi.
In Meesville?
Yeah, you would get
Sounds like where I
a
should
quarter
live.
if you got the foul ball out of the graveyard, and we were going after the same foul ball out of the graveyard, and then
You say
she said
town ball?
something. No town ball. We
By the
gotta-
way, Fox 9 Town Ball this Wednesday. Make sure, where is it? Do we know where it is this weekend? St. Patrick. That's right. Come one, come all. July 14th, we're taking over Town Ball. Parade Stadium, 10 a.m. live. You do not need a ticket. Just show up with your whole family. I need all of you to not go to work that day because we need a bigger audience than the night people. I can't lose to Ian Leonard and his wacky pants. I can't. How humiliating.
Yeah.
I may bring treats.
What?
And Kendall may bring people from her swingers club.
I knew you were going there.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
I quit.
Welcome back, my friends. Thank you for being here. Our buddy Eric, back in studio, manning our $25,000 jib camera. I love it. Hey, one more note because we're continuing to get messages. I'm not, you can't tell when I'm being sarcastic sometimes. We really are going to be live July 14th at Parade Stadium in Minneapolis, right by the Sculpture Garden. Really easy, beautiful area. Go to the Sculpture Garden afterwards, make a day out of it. Anyway, we're going to be there live. So our show airs, if you're watching us from other cities, our show airs live at 10 a.m. Central. So just be there. Jeff, what time should people get there? 9:30? Sure, 9:30-ish. Ideal. I'm just saying, you know, get there. You don't need tickets. Let me repeat this and spread this around. You do not need tickets like you do when you come visit us here. Just show up. Masses of you, hordes of you. Bring family members you don't even like. We don't care. We just need to fill the stands. Turn on the green light. And put on the green light. Invite everyone that comes to your club. Plants are more popular than ever these days. But if you're not a plant dad or mom, only on this show would we go from that to this. If you're not a plant dad or mom, you may not know where to start. Well, luckily for you, there's Shayla from Plant Penthouse. I met up with Shayla. Oh, this was a good find. Sailor's Greenhouse in Shakopee. It was awesome to learn about the best plants for newbies that are also low maintenance. Look at this. And welcome back to Plant 101. Anyway, okay, we're going to do, and I don't know why I'm doing this piece. Photographer Eric made that joke. The topic is low maintenance plants for newbies.
Yes,
okay.
And this is actually one that I started off with. This is a lovely pothos.
What is it called?
It is called a pothos. I say pothos.
Pothos.
Some people say pothos.
Pothos.
I mispronounce things. So
okay, that's fine.
who
It's
knows?
beautiful.
Right, isn't this so fun? What I love about pothos is that they can tolerate multitudes of light.
Okay.
So while they prefer bright and direct, I actually have one in my bathroom because they will tolerate low to no light and still be able to produce foliage.
So it's not one of those situations where it's a plant that needs very specifically low light and or very specifically bright light. This is durable.
This is durable and hardy, and what I love is it'll also tell you what you need. So for example,
Just like our executive producer, Jeff.
Yes, these are not needy. And so for example, when it dries out, you will notice that the leaves will start to droop.
Yeah.
Or if it needs water, just give it a drink and it'll prop back up. So this is one that it can look like.
Low maintenance and not needy. It is the plant opposite of me.
Me too.
Okay, what's the next one?
The next one that we have lined up are my personal favorite, and these are Monsteras.
Monsteras.
So, yes, this is a Monstera
that's
deliciosa.
Beautiful. May I hold it?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
What I love about Monstera deliciosas is, again, easy care. Typically, they thrive in medium to bright indirect light, and an easy way to give that test is if you see a shadow, if it's kind of dappled, that's when you'll know that it's in the right lighting. If it gets too direct light, then you can notice that the leaves may start to burn a little bit, but it's one where if it's in lower or medium light, you just won't get as many of the splits in the leaves.
Oh, and that's what you want.
And that's what you want. You want
Yeah.
the splits in the leaves. And a fun fact about the splits is I call them thoughtful plants because the splits are actually because in the wild, in the tropical, they have plants that are below them. So by having the split leaves, it allows the light to get through to the other plants.
Mother Nature knows what she's doing.
I'm telling ya.
Okay, we have one more.
Yes, yes, and these are ones that I also have at home. These are Drastinas, and they come in a multitude of varieties, so whatever suits your fancy. I will grab a Drastina Warnecki. And the reason I grabbed this one is because—
A necky?
Yeah, Warnecki.
A necky.
Hurt my neck. So what I love about these is they're actually pet friendly.
Oh.
Yes, and also they are drought tolerant. So this is one that you can also place outside.
So pet tolerant meaning if they happen to nibble, they'll be fine.
Yep, they will not get a tummy ache from it. Now, it's kind of spiky, so I mean, they might cut their tongue, but
Yeah. Oh, this is easy. But this one, I could probably do this one.
yeah, and you can tell by the hardiness of the leaves. Again, it's one where you don't have to water it every day. Just check in on the soil. I typically wait until it's about 3/4 dry and then give it a drink.
Can we talk about your nails for a second?
Oh.
How beautiful are those?
You- see,
May we
summer
end
ready.
this piece by worshiping the nail action going on here. Forget the plants.
Got the nails.
And there is nothing low maintenance about
Okay,
that is some maintenance right there.
I was walking around yesterday like I was about to get engaged. I was like,
And then bad pause, good pause. Bad, good pause.
just need the ring. Just need the ring.
Low maintenance, high maintenance. Very true. Know thyself. Shayla was, I couldn't stop staring at her nails. They were fabulous. Fabulous. She is so helpful because, again, and I'm not being funny and faking it, I'm not a good plant person. My mother, I was raised around, can't do it. My herb garden that I did in that package we did about a month ago, still alive.
Wow.
Still alive.
Look at you.
The parsley has seen better days, but the mint and cilantro,
you
still
really
alive.
can't mess mint up. Like, it just grows out of everything.
Yeah, it's doing well. But she's very helpful. And that place, that is a fantastic greenhouse in Shakopee. Now, I didn't know where I was going. I felt like, are we in Iowa yet? But I mean, it's out there, but it's beautiful. The people were so nice.
Are we in Iowa yet?
It was I just didn't know. We were turning, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful out there, though. There's a little lake. I'm like, look at that. To learn more about Shayla, check out her website, theplantpenthouse.com. We'll be right back, folks. Weekend, show us your weekend coming up in a little bit. Stay with us.
Yeah, we just got here. Coming in now.
Nice, dude. Was that a turkey?
So good. Oh. There's no doubt you remember this video that went viral a few months ago, a one-take drone tour of the legendary Bryant Lake Bowl in Minneapolis. It got the attention of some big-name directors in Hollywood. Well, now drone pilot Jay Christensen and the team from Raleigh Studios is back with another project. This one takes us on a tour of the iconic Blinching Mansion in Duluth, and it is a trip back in time. Look at this.
On the north shore of Lake Superior lies an estate built for Chester Congdon and his family.
Madam?
Thank you.
Welcome to Blinching Mansions. This 39-room mansion is arguably the most affluent home in Minnesota. Up to 30 staff members work at Blinching with respectable pay and living conditions. Here we find Clara Congdon dining in the breakfast room. Clara is a loving mother to 7 children and encourages the family trait of generosity and a lifelong commitment to the community, just as her husband does. Chester Congdon made his fortune as a pioneer in the iron ore industry, which provided an abundance of jobs to the region. Blinching features 15 total bedrooms and is known for its ingenuity of design.
Amazing. The whole thing, the whole 2-minute clip, features voiceover work and characters, as you can see, in costume, reflecting the time. So good. It's mesmerizing. Like, I could just watch that over and over and over again.
Right.
I mean, man, that is talent. Here's even more of it. And again, just if people don't remember, you know him, Kendall.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was his boss for a while at his first job out of college at Airview. So I can't say for sure that he did this. I'm guessing that he actually wrote the script too. He did a really cool Minneapolis history video when we were at Airviews together. He looked up all this history, went with the Historical Society and looked and talked to them about things to write the script. So a lot of what's said, I'm just guessing, is something that Jay wrote and actually researched himself. So that's cool.
Did you know he was this good?
Yeah, I can't take credit for hiring him. My boss at the time found him, reached out, was like, hey, you should put your drone videos on our website. And then it just kind of spiraled into this. But yes, I mean, he's just crazy talented. One of those people that's up until like 4 in the morning. I'd get into work and be like, oh my gosh, Jay's sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Because he'd been there all night editing because he just is so
dedicated,
passionate about it. Yeah.
Jay also used his drone for the latest Dam House video we showed you a bit ago. It's for their new song, Novocaine, and it was shot in and around another iconic location here in the state, First Avenue in downtown Minneapolis. Let's just look at this for a second. Oh, this one's great. And I'm so happy that he teamed up with Yam House. It makes me so happy. So happy. Look at that. Follows him. The coordination, Kendall. That's what gets me. I mean, obviously we have a working knowledge of how cameras and all this works, but just the amount of precision that has to occur. They have to get in the Jeep at just the right time, or the drone's going to hit them, and you know what I mean. And then Jay has to time the drone so it doesn't hit them, and yet be smooth and just one fluid shot.
Right.
It's stunning.
There's so many people that are involved in that. The drone itself is about yay big.
Oh, really?
They're pretty small. The ones nowadays that you can use, then you can get in those little tight areas. The cameras are just insane on these things. And then, yeah, they wear those virtual reality goggles, basically.
Yeah.
Those VR goggles, they can see the first-person view of it. We keep talking to Jay about eventually doing something with our show, and hopefully we'll do it at some point. So. End of July is what we're thinking.
End of July? Okay, there we go. We're going to take a break. When we come back, from gatherings to parties to slip and slides, you are showing us your weekend, the highlights, when we return. There's our drone video, better known as Eric, on a jib camera. It may have been a wet end of the weekend, but that didn't stop most of you from celebrating Father's Day yesterday. It's time for you to show us your weekend. We're going to do it a little bit differently today. Let's start with some Father's Day fun. Terry took her dad out for a Bloody Mary in Big Lake. Check out that bloody. Wow. Kendall, look at that.
Wow.
Is that even, that's a meal. That's a meal on top of a beverage.
It's like a hat.
Yeah.
But food.
Yeah. Next, Joe spent the day with his girls. He says it's the best part about being a dad. Look at that. And I like Joe's, I like his Hawaiian shirt there. Look at Joe's styling. Ashley says the dad in her life all got new shirts. Her dad got an awesome grandpa shirt, and her hubby and son got matching twins jerseys. Cute. Look at that. Christine shared this pic. She says they're celebrating Father's Day with the family on their new deck that her husband built. Nice. Look at that craftsmanship right there.
Way to go, Hubs.
And it's expensive. Lumber's expensive, everybody. So that's I know that. I don't know. Well, why are you laughing? I know how much lumber is. I'm crafty that way. Anyway. Sure. And Janet says her husband spent the day helping their 5th grader, Jace, catch lots of bass. And Jay says he remembers meeting me at a Twins game. You know what? I actually do remember him. I have a picture of the two of us right underneath Minnie and Paul.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, he's a good kid, catching some bass there. Many of you saw friends and family over the weekend. Let's look at this. Adam sent this picture. He says his family held their postponed 2020 family Christmas, ironically, in Corona, South Dakota. They even got some ugly Christmas sweaters. Look at that. Look at the dog. The dog, I don't think really wants to be there. Look at the lab. I think that's a lab on the pontoon. Look at that. Next, Melissa celebrated her 59th birthday on Saturday. She says this was the first time, though, they've all been together since the pandemic started. And whoa, look, they're all enjoying some watermelon. Is that fake watermelon or is that real? Is that real? Just looks very red.
Looks delicious.
I love watermelon. That's nature's candy right there. And Lou celebrated her 65th birthday with family and friends. Lou says she's the old lady in the front row. She said that, not me. Do not email me. She's ready for the next adventure. Well, happy birthday. You are not an old lady. You are not at all. Happy birthday, sweetie, and I hope your future adventures are wild and crazy. A happy homecoming for Mary. Hi, Mary. She says her #1 son got home from Paris after COVID-19 shutdowns for 20 months. Can you imagine? 20 months. Well, welcome home, buddy. You have a beautiful family there. Next, a picture from Julie. She went to see Aaron Schwaberini perform Saturday night at Crooners. It was Aaron's 50th birthday show. Oh, I know her. I know Julie. Hi, sweetheart. I love you. Mary also went to a concert on Saturday. She saw her first live concert in months, checking out Darius Rucker at Mystic Lake. Wonder if she went in to play in any of the slots. Hope you were lucky. Always thinking of the slots. Becky is next. She spent the weekend up north at her parents' place with her 3 boys and 2 nephews. Becky says Grandma in the picture is moving down the line in height. It does.
Great.
It looks like a Russian nesting doll, you know, a little Marushka doll action going there. Look at SpongeBob at the end. That would be me in that family photo. And check out this cute picture. Amy's twins loved the rainy day yesterday because it gave them a chance to put on their rain boots and raincoat. It was the first time wearing them, and Amy showed them how to splash in the puddles. Now, is there anything cuter than that? A kid in a little rain slicker? Come on.
Nothing cuter.
Now, if it was a yellow, it would be a little cuter because it'd be like the Morton Salt girl. But anyway, Susie is a girl after my own heart. Let's look at this. She shared this picture of her playing pull tabs at Trappers. Susie says they left $1,600 ahead.
What?
Oh, my goodness.
That never happens to me.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, I only won one time, and it was when you paid for the ticket.
That's right. See, Seth Myers may pay your salary for 6 months. I buy pull tabs for my staff. That's right. Thank you, Eric. Finally, a picture you have to see. Come back to the TV. Ruth sent us this picture. Wait a minute, I got to see this. Ruth sent us this picture. She says they went tubing on Lake Minnetonka with her son and granddaughters. Check out the expressions. Okay, that is, they win. That is the best. Look at that. Do you like tubing, Kendall?
No, it looks very painful.
I've done it a few times. I'm officially too old. Yeah, anyway. Do you have a weekend pick?
I do. Well, like I said, we got to see my dad. We go golfing every year for Father's Day. So we went golfing. Me, obviously. My sister Chloe.
Who's that woman
and
in blue?
Dad.
Yeah.
My dad, the judge. So that was fun. My sister Ellie was there too, but she had to leave a little bit early. So we had a good time.
Are you gonna whenever there's the judge, every time I think of when I see the judge now, I just think of Kendall, bend down. I'm gonna shoot that snake from that swing.
Yep. Don't let him get me.
What was that story? Will you refresh? I reference it now all the time. Give me the 30-second version. Go.
I was swinging on my swing set as a kid. We lived in the country, and I was going like this, and all of a sudden I looked down, and under the swing next to me was a rattlesnake, a big bull snake. They sound like rattlesnakes, and it was snapping at me every time I went. My mom got me off the swing set, but she told my dad, and my daddy just went out there and he shot that snake and he threw it over the ledge, but it got stuck in a tree. So then we had this dead snake just sitting in the tree, and I wasn't allowed to look out the windows for a really long time. God bless America.
Bend down, Kendall. I'm going to shoot that snake.
Thanks, Dad.
You can stay connected with our show on social media. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and what's left? Twitter. Yeah. Search for Jason Show TV. We're going to take a break. We're going to shoot some snakes and stuff when we come back. Back in a moment. Kendall's going to get your shin. Bend down.
Traumatized over here.
Sometimes I wish people could hear our commercial break
I
conversations. Today is one of those days. Absolutely not. Hey, don't forget you can watch full episodes of our show on YouTube. We post each day's episode along with fun clips from the show. Just search for The Jason Show and subscribe. See, that's why the audience needs to come back. You can hear this crap when you're
I don't
sitting
think
over
we're
here.
going to be talking about
No,
these
we
things
won't.
when-
You ready for the bubblegum goodbye?
No, I'm still traumatized by Eric.
It's all right. They sell their feet. What song reminds you of high school? What song reminds you of high school? We'll answer that question when we come back in a moment. Welcome back. Our bubblegum goodbye mystery question. What song makes you immediately think of high school? Ladies first. Kendall?
Well, we can't play any of the ones that I picked, can we?
No.
No. Okay. A lot of the song Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
She move her body like a cyclone.
Okay.
I can't.
Mine's a little older.
Uh-huh. Little tamer.
Mine's a little tamer. Here it is right here. I'm going to put it, here we go.
Okay.
When I See You Smile by Bad English.
Reminds me of vintage movies.
Yeah, I was staying at a friend's house overnight the day before Christmas, and he tried to stab me with a steak knife. And true story that I've never told on the air before, but yeah.
Oh. That song was on.
Yeah, that song was playing. We played it a lot that summer or that year. Yeah.
Okay.
The friendship ended right then.
Okay.
When someone chases you with a steak knife,
you should be done.
Friendship over. Yeah. Tomorrow on the show, producer Ted is back as Katie's quest for love continues. He'll recap the latest episode of The Bachelorette, but that's going to do it for us right now. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.